Hi, welcome to Undead Yarns. This is episode 30, and you can find me as Nitty Girl on Ravelry and Plurk, and Nitty Girl 1 on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter. And I have a friend with me today. Say hi, Bella. Hey. Hi. She's wondering why I brought her over here. Usually she's sitting in the corner in the window when I'm podcasting. Anyway, I thought I felt like podcasting today, so I thought I would go ahead and tell you guys a bit about what I've been up to and what I've been doing. Next weekend is my anniversary, so I'll probably be, hopefully we'll be doing some fun stuff for our anniversary. Anyway, my first thing I'm going to talk about that I've been working on is I don't know if it's Viajante or Viajante. I need to go back and listen. There was actually a podcast that said that they had heard Martina Baim talk about how to pronounce it. Anyway, I'm actually up to the point where I need to start knitting it in the round. And this is what it looks like so far. If you guys remember, I'm using Spunky Eclectic, and it's in her lace weight yarn. And luckily it's 1,750 yards, so that's perfect. I think that is near the smallest size, or around the smallest size, and I'm a short person. I'm to the point where I need to decide if I'm going to make the neck part bigger or smaller, and I guess I should go look at that and see if there's any measurements for the bust, because I would think that I'm probably going to do the small one, but you know, everybody's body proportion is different, and so I probably need to go and read that and make sure that I'm doing the right thing. But I'm pretty sure I'm near the point where I'm going to knit, or I'm going to join it for in the round. And you can see the colors are looking really good. That's what it looks like. It's pretty much a camo, and I've been told by two very well-known people that are interested in color that I need to use greens, and I really don't use a lot of greens, so I thought this would be good. I almost wanted to stop and start it with something else that I have that's more colorful, but this color, this color looks good with me. And I also know that it's a bigger garment, so it kind of drapes over you like a jacket would. So I'm thinking this will match a lot of things if I continue with this in this color. And I definitely have enough yards. So that's my first work in progress. And I also have a hoe. Oh, there goes my dog. She ran away. So it's a good thing I showed you her before. Here's my hoe. This is in my Undead yarn. And luckily, again, the colors are showing up pretty true to life. This is a BFL base. It's BFL and nylon, and it's BFL superwash nylon, so it's basically a sock yarn. And like I talked about last time, it's a stronger feeling sock yarn than my merino base. I would really like some feedback from y'all, and I probably should feel like I already have feedback, because I don't know that I've ever had as many likes on Instagram as I have with these. It's very labor intensive, so this is not going to be an inexpensive yarn if I do decide to dye it up. Like I said, it's very labor intensive to make sure that both sides match, and they pretty much do match. I unfortunately made one side shorter than the other. But after I put the heel in, I'm gonna make sure they're probably gonna be pretty matchy-matchy. You can see that the colors pretty much match, even though one is shorter, like this one is shorter than the other one. But the heel, I'm going to start the heel around the same place, so they'll pretty much look the same. And the amazing thing is, I guess because I didn't, like, I could have made these a lot longer because I have a size 5.5 foot, which I know is kind of short. Unfortunately, I have trouble even finding shoes because they've stopped carrying 5.5s in the stores now. But this is how much yarn I have left. So I still have a decent amount of yarn left from doing the heel. This is what I have for the second heel. So if you have bigger feet, you definitely would have no problem finishing the socks, because look at that. That's I don't know how much that is, but that's quite a hefty ball of yarn left. So you could definitely, like, I could have probably knit knee socks or maybe even taller and been able to use all, then I would have been able to use all the yarn. So it's 400 yards and it's BFL nylon, and that's my rainbow experiment. I probably will call it, I don't know, maybe I'll call it something else, I'm not sure. But that's what I'm calling it for now, because it basically was an experiment to see how it would turn out. So I have my hoe and I don't really have anything else that I've been working on, except I have been doing some spinning. And if you've seen on Instagram, I posted my spinning. I've started spinning the Jinx BFL that I bought at SSK. And I'm going to look and see if I can go ahead and pull up a picture of it. I will show you the picture. It's purples and reds and yellows, and you can't really see the yellows in that picture, but if you go to my Instagram feed, you can see that. And yes, I am private. I will remain private as long as I'm working. I have a second job. It's just something I need to do. So if you're a knitter, spinner, crocheter, or you're on Ravelry and I can tell that when you request, I'm happy to prove you. But if I can't tell that you are somebody either I know or somebody who knits or crochets or spins, then I probably won't approve you. So it's just a precaution. I have another job, and I don't want to have everybody following me at this point. So anyway, those are the things I've been working on. And this week I really didn't do a whole lot. Since it's only been a week, I really haven't done a lot. On the weekend, I mostly stayed home and I did spinning and knitting, and I'm trying to get it, today I'm actually doing dyeing. Luckily, I have today off, so I'm doing some dyeing. And that's kind of what I've been concentrating on, that and work and housework. So I don't have anything else really to talk to you about. Those are the things that I've worked on in the last week. I did get, I did buy a magazine that I saw online a while ago, and I really enjoyed the patterns, and I think it's because I like that they are simple patterns, but they make the yarn speak to you. It's one of those things where you look at it and you think it's more complicated than it is. And so I went and bought the Creative Knitting Wraps, Capelets, and Cowls, and you can see I've marked a lot of the patterns in there. I won't show all of them because that would take a lot of time, but I will show a decent amount of them. I really like this one. This is called the Rhapsody Wrap. And this is by Nannen's Fard. And it calls for a DK weight yarn, which I have in my shop. So it's one that I would consider, and it's actually, I'll show you the pattern again. It's actually a pattern that I had considered when I was working on my own knitting pattern. I ended up not using that one. I am still working on that knitted shawl, but I've decided that since I'm back to work, and I'm probably going to end up making it a free pattern, because I was very surprised. I can tell you right now, I am very impressed with all of the people who are designers. that is a big deal. Because when I was working on the design, I ripped it out many, many times because I thought, oh, this pattern will work with this pattern. Like, I thought I was going to do 2 patterns together in the lace shawl, and I even thought I was making it easy by making it rectangular. But really, even making it rectangular, the way that I was doing it, it wasn't showing up both patterns. So my hats go off to you designers. That is a really, it's not easy. It seems like, oh, I'm just going to design this thing. And I have a design up, but the first design and the only design that I have on Ravelry is very, very simple. The designing is not easy. It's difficult. It takes a lot of work. You have to think about the math. And sometimes you think things will work that don't work. So I have to say, I really have a lot of respect for designers, especially after I thought I was going to design a shawl. And I knew I couldn't do the triangular one because it's really, really involved. And I listened to Miriam Felton's class on Craftsy. And after watching that, I thought, I don't want to do a triangular shawl at this time because it's really, really involved. So I thought doing a rectangular one would be easier, but really it's not, because even if you have the math right for the number of stitches and you think that the stitch patterns will work together, they don't always work together. That was my what I found out. So honestly, hats off to designers. I'm taking my time with this one. I'm going to finish the shawl, and I'm planning to write it up eventually, but if I don't write it up right away, I'm okay with that. And honestly, I will make it a free pattern because my shawl it's not going to be like the most simple shawl, but it's not going to be so hard that I feel like somebody should have to pay for it, especially because hopefully I will think ahead and get it tech edited, because I really am surprised. It's very difficult. It's not easy to do design. And honestly, I think that designers probably should get paid more for their patterns than they do. I mean, and I'm guilty of it too. I look at it and I think, oh, $8, I'm not going to pay $8 for a pattern, but you know, some of them, it's a lot of work. It's not, you don't just knit it and then, oh, I'm going to write it out, and then it actually is very labor intensive. So anyway, now that I'm off my soapbox, I'll show you a couple other things from this book. This one I really like, and I probably will eventually knit it at some point because I have a lot of self-striping and also gradient yarns. So this would look lovely with that, and it doesn't look difficult. And the funny thing is, like I said, even if it's not difficult, it's not always that easy to write up, which, you know, you wouldn't know unless you've actually tried it yourself. Here's another one that I think is really cute. This is called the Silva Shawl, and the reason I like it is because it's got, I'm trying to see if you can see it, and there, it's got textured stitches in it. It's not just, you know, got textured stitches, and this one will definitely be big enough to keep you warm. And I've actually marked, I think, about 8 or 9 things in here that I want to make. I'm just going to show you a couple. This I really, really like because it's very versatile. This is called the Casual Cowl. And the thing that's nice about this one is you can wear it different ways. You can pull it up over your head like a snood, or you can wear it like it is in the picture, or you can pull it down even further so that it's more like a poncho. So I really enjoy that. I'm kind of becoming a fan of things that are simple to knit, but honestly, they're not always simple to write. I have a new respect for designers. I'll put it that way. Anyway, this has a lot of really nice patterns in it. Some of them are simple, some of them are not, but let's see how many. I'm going to tell you how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 things tagged in here, and that's very unusual for a magazine. It is one of those $14.99 magazines, but I will tell you that I think this one's worth it because it is like a book. You get plenty of patterns. Let's see, it says 40 plus, so you get plenty of patterns, and it's definitely worth the price, especially if you like those things, if you like shawls and cowls and things like that. And some of them are interesting. They're kind of in between. They have, I believe there was one in there where you can put buttons on it, and I've seen a lot of patterns like this recently. They're very interesting. You put buttons on different ends, and because of that, you can twist it around in different ways, and you can make it look like a vest, or you can make it look like a cowl, or you can make it look like a shawl, or you can make it look like a shrug. So it's very interesting. Anyway, I hope that didn't distract y'all. I just noticed I got a text, but that's okay. I don't know if that I have all that much left to talk about. I really wanted to podcast this weekend because I had today off, and because I like talking to you guys. And I still have the FO thread up in the group. I have the FO threads for Undead Yarn. I have two that are up in the group for this month. So if you have one for this month, get it in soon. So there are 2 people who have put up FOs in Undead Yarn. And very soon I will be opening the thread for our Horror Knits Knit Along. October 1st, which, let me see, that's almost, it's a little bit over a week from now. So we'll be starting our Horror Knits thread soon. And for that, like I said, I'm going to give away a skein of yarn, and hopefully I'll be giving away a bag. I haven't received the bag in the mail yet. I did buy a Halloween type bag that I wanted to give away on the podcast. I haven't received it yet, but hopefully that'll come in time. I suspect it will because I'm planning to do the giveaway at the end of the month. So anyway, I just wanted to say hello and stop in because I'm not sure that I will be able to podcast next weekend since it's my anniversary and I have knitting group and a couple other things going on. So anyway, get busy knitting or get busy dying. Bye, y'all.